Jeopardy! Biology Edition. It's Jeopardy! For even bigger nerds. I'm your host, and let's introduce our three contestants today. We have Bob.
Bob the Builder, can we fix it?
Maddie, and Albert. Now, let's get started for our board. Bob, choose the category.
Brain Central 100.
Okie dokie. Responsible for integrating most sensory information and coordinating bodily function, both consciously and unconsciously. It includes complex functions such as thinking, feeling, and regulation of homeostasis, and it's within the cranium. Now, Bob.
What is the face?
I'm afraid the answer is, what is the brain? Now, next, Maddie, choose a question.
Brain Central 200?
Brain Central 200. It serves as a conducive for signals between the brain and the rest of the body, and it controls simple musculoskeletal reflexes without input from the brain. Maddie?
What is the spinal cord?
And you are correct. The answer is, what is the spinal cord?
Don't step on a crack or you'll fall and break your back.
Okay, Maddie, since you got the last question right, you get to choose the next category.
Brain Central 300.
Brain Central for 300. There are two types of general tissues in the central nervous system. One consists of nerve cell bodies, dendrites, and axons. Neurons in this tissue organize either in layers or as clusters called nuclei. The other consists of many axons, causing it to look like white due to the myelin sheathing of the axons. Maddie?
What is white matter?
Oh, I'm sorry. The question is, what is gray in white matter? So Maddie, since you got the question wrong, it goes to Albert. Albert, choose a category.
Brain Central for 400.
Brain Central for 400. The special chemical environment of nervous system is maintained by the relatively impermeable membranes of capillaries in the central nervous system. Albert?
What is the blood-brain barrier?
And that is correct. What is the blood-brain barrier? Okay, Albert, choose another category.
Brain Central for 500.
Brain Central for 500. A colorless substance is produced by special structures of the brain. It bathes in its bony case, the entire central nervous system. It provides a special chemical environment for nervous tissue, and it acts as additional buffers against the physical damage. Albert?
What is the cerebrospinal fluid?
That is correct, Albert. Of course, you would get it right. Pick another category, Albert.
Coming to your senses for 500.
Coming to your senses for 500. Chemicals bind these, which generate a nerve impulse that's carried throughout the olfactory nerve, into the olfactory nerve fiber, up into the olfactory bulb, to your brain. Albert?
What are the axons?
Oof! What are the cilia? That's what you get for doing 500. Albert. Now, let's go to break.
Nope.
Welcome back. Let's return to Jeopardy! Biology Edition. Jeopardy! For even bigger nerds. Now, Bob, pick a category.
Coming to your senses for 100.
Coming to your senses for 100. The little bumps in your tongue are not actually the taste buds. The taste buds lie between these bumps. Bob?
What are the gums?
What are the papaya? Gums are not correct, Bob. Because Bob was incorrect, Maddie, it goes to you. Pick a category.
Coming to your senses 200.
Coming to your senses for 200. The two types of photoreceptors that detect light within the eye. Maddie?
What are rods and cones?
What are the rods and cones? Is correct. Maddie, since you got it correct, choose another category.
Coming to your senses 300.
Coming to your senses for 300. This nerve carries the impulses directly to the brain. Maddie,
What is the optic nerve?
what is the optic nerve is correct. Yet another category, Maddie.
Coming to your senses 400.
Coming to your senses for 400. You don't smell pollen, dust, and air, but you smell these.
What are chemicals?
What are chemicals are correct. Another one.
Another one.
Choose another category, Maddie.
Follow the yellow brick road 500.
Follow the yellow brick road for 500. What is a phrase used to characterize the action potential generated by neural impulses?
What is everything?
What is everything is not correct. It is what is all or nothing. Oof, should have been too ambitious. Now, let's go to Albert. Pick a category, Albert.
Dangerous territory for 200.
Dangerous territory for 200. This is a progressive nervous system disorder that causes tremors, stiffness, and slowing of movements. It is characterized by a decreasing ability to perform unconscious movements, such as blinking, walking, impaired balance and posture, and speech and writing changes. It begins on one side of the body and occurs when the nerve cells that produce dopamine break down and die. And it can be caused by genetic mutations or the environment. Albert,
What is Parkinson's disease?
what is Parkinson's disease is correct. Per use, Albert, per use. It's your turn again, Albert. Pick a category.
Dangerous territory for 100.
Dangerous territory for 100. A step back, I see, Albert. A step back.
Let's just focus on the stairs, Brian.
This is the most common cause of dementia, and it's the 6th leading cause of death in the U.S., especially people over the age of 65. It causes problems with memory, thinking, behavior, such as the loss of ability to respond to your environment and have conversation, and it worsens over time. There's no cure, but there are treatments that slow worsening. And the beginning the part of the brain that affects learning and memory, and develops in a predictable pattern. Albert,
What is Alzheimer's disease?
Alzheimer's disease is correct.
But when I see you hanging about with anyone,
Pick another category, yet again, Albert.
Follow the yellow brick road for 100.
Follow the yellow brick road for 100. A nerve impulse travels along this. Albert,
What is an axon?
what is an axon? That is correct. Pick another category, Albert.
Follow the yellow brick road for 200.
Follow the yellow brick road for 200. Neurons conduct these types of impulses. Do you know the answer?
Oh, magic conch shell. What do we need to do to get out of the kelp forest?
What is,
Time's up.
shebang!
You know the answer?
What are chemical impulses?
Oof, what are electrical impulses is correct, but it's surprising that you got that close and Albert was Now, that moves it to Maddie. Choose a category, Maddie.
Follow the yellow brick road 300.
Follow the yellow brick road for 300. This is a gap between the nerve cells across which neurotransmitters cross. Maddie,
What is the synapses?
what is the synapses is correct. Let's go back to you, Maddie. Choose category.
Follow the yellow brick road 400.
Follow the yellow brick road for 400. The membrane of this is polarized. That is, there is a difference between the electrical charge between the outside and inside of the membrane. Maddie,
What is a stimulated neuron?
oh hell no!
what is a stimulated neuron is not correct. It is what is an unstimulated neuron. Welcome back to Jeopardy Biology. Jeopardy for even bigger nerds. We return to Albert's question. Albert, pick a category.
Working together for 100.
Working together for 100. Specialized arrangement of arteries to ensure blood travel even when they're blocked.
What is the circle of Willis?
What is the circle of Willis is correct. Choose another category, Albert.
Working together for 200.
Working together for 200. This is a specialized type of brain cell. It's located within the spinal cord and the brain. and is responsible for complex behaviors such as locomotion.
What is a motor neuron?
What is the motor neuron? Is correct. Yet another one for Albert. Choose another question, Albert.
Working together for 300.
Working together for 300. This serves as a digestion organ. It stimulates secretion using motor neurons. It stimulates paralysis, enabling smooth muscle contraction. It's rich in interneurons, enabling the digestive tract to make most of its own decisions. And the brain receives much of its information about nutrient content, reducing food intake. Albert?
What is the vagus nerve?
What is the vagus nerve? Is correct. Albert. Choose another question, Albert.
Working together for 400.
Working together for 400. This is critical for the brain to perform functions. It provides an oxygen supply to enable electrical activity. It gives nutrients to cells, including connective tissue, which protects the brain, and is specialized to prevent toxins and pathogens. Albert?
What is the supply of water?
The supply of water is not correct, Albert. Figures. Now it goes to Bob. Bob, pick a category.
Working together for 500.
Working together for 500. Neurons are excited by the entrance of sodium ions. Then an electrical message is sent that causes Ca++ to enter. This releases a neurotransmitter, which stimulates another neuron. Ca++ is released, enabling a contractile protein to interact. Bob,
What is muscle contraction?
what is muscle contraction? Is correct. Back to you, Bob. Pick a category.
What is dangerous territory for 500?
Dangerous territory for 500.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
There are two different types of ALS. One is the most common cause of the disease. The other is the inherited disease, in which the offspring has 50% of the chance to get the disease. Bob, do you know the answer?
What is fast food?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What is fast? No, Bob, this is not the right answer. Okay, because of Bob's interesting answer, we now go to Maddie. Maddie, pick a category.
Dangerous territory for 400.
Dangerous territory, 400. Twisted fibers of a protein that build inside of cells. It causes damage that spreads, causing brain cells to lose their ability to perform and die. It has a critical role in blocking communication between nerve cells and disrupting cell processes. Maddie,
What are tangles?
what are tangles is correct. Back to you, Maddie. Maddie, pick a category.
Dangerous territories for 300.
Dangerous territory, 300. This is a neurodegenerative disease that affects nerve cells in the brain and the spinal cord. Due to degeneration and death of motor neurons, it leads to the loss of the brain's ability to control and start muscle movement. This causes paralyzation. It's most likely to affect men between the ages of 40 to 70 years old, and military veterans are 2 more times as likely to be diagnosed. And most people die within 2 to 3 years. Maddie,
What is ALS?
what is ALS is correct. Pick another category, Maddie.
Planet of the Apes 400.
Planet of the Apes, 400.
Good morning, Dr. Zira.
Good morning, Julius.
These lack the central nervous system that humans and many other organisms possess. The signaling of neurons is conducted at random, and it can occur in any direction in these organisms. Maddie,
What is bacteria?
what is bacteria is not correct. Goes on to you. Pick a category, Albert.
Planet of the Apes for 100.
Planet of the Apes for 100. Instead of a brain, some organisms have a radially distributed neurons. Albert,
What is a nerve net?
what is a nerve net is correct.
I won't let you get away with this!
Pick another category, Albert.
Planet of the Apes for 200.
Planet of the Apes for 200. Some seen at the anatomical level and the level of the nervous system. The idea of having a left side and a right side. that are nearly, if not, identical. Albert?
What is bilateralism?
Bilateralism is correct. Pick another category. Albert?
Planet of the Apes for 300.
Planet of the Apes for 300. The only multicellular organisms that don't possess a nervous system, meaning that they don't have cells connected by the synaptic junctions of neurons. They do receive impulses like calcium waves that allow for functions such as whole body contraction. Albert?
What is a sponge?
Is correct.
I won't let you!
Now it's time for the last category. Albert still has the board. Sadly, missed that Bob kid. Anyway, Albert, use the last category.
Planet of the Apes for 500.
Planet of the Apes for 500. In jellyfish, neurons can clump together, resulting in the formation of structures. They are precursors to organisms with central nervous systems have. Albert?
What is neuronal condensation?
Neuronal condensation is correct. And of course, Albert wins. It's time for Final Jeopardy! The topic is location, location, location. Now, answer true or false questions to win a special prize. 1. The nervous system is able to send signals at a rate of about 100 meters per second, which is basically the length of 60 football fields in a minute and little under the half the speed of your commercial airliner.
True.
That is correct. Next question. 2. The right side of your brain controls the right side of your body, and the left side of your brain controls the left side of your body.
False.
False is correct. Number 3. If you lined up 100 billion neurons in a long straight line, it will add up to nearly 600 miles.
True.
That is correct. And the final question, number 4. The spinal cord can't send signals to the cell without consent of the brain.
False.
That is correct. You won Final Jeopardy. Now you get a special prize. This bird thing. Congratulations.
Yo, boo.
What does yo boo mean?
Dude, so, what are we doing?
Bloopers.
As clusters called nuclei. The other consists of mostly axons, causing it to look white. You could have walked behind me. Oh, skeletal reflexes without input from the brain. Okay. That is correct, Adam. Oh, dang it. This is a nerve impulse that travels along this. Wow. Oh, wow. Wait, what's it? Follow the... Okay, pause. Follow the Yellow Brick Road for 200. Pause. Synapsis is correct. Ow, ow. Okay, pause.
What is the circle of Willis? And then what is the motor?
Two
neuron?
different videos, Adam.
Dang, forgot that. Figures.